beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, Karma Lately. I am excited. This is another episode of the Bali Villa series. If you want to see how I made this stainless steel refrigerator using an iPhone box, please continue watching. I'm going to start with a nice clean surface and go right into all the tools you'll need. First, the iPhone box. This is my daughter's. It is, I believe it was the iPhone 8. It is about 6 inches tall, 3.5 inches wide, and I used this piece of gator board to divide the fridge from the freezer. Always need your stainless steel ruler. I used my box cutter and 2 different types of Exacto blades. This is your pin vise, so you can hand drill, and these are my drill bits. You'll need that for sure. And I love to use my easy cutter. It is trusty, rusty, handy dandy. I just need a new one because it is really rusty. Your scissors and glue all. I really barely used it. I mostly used the hot glue gun, and I like to have a couple of refills. Also, your white acrylic. Obviously, the inside of your fridge should be as white as possible. You'll also need your metallic acrylic silver paint for the outside part of the fridge. Now, it is a recycle project, so I recycled as much as I could. And so these are some of the plastic pieces that I used for like drawers, mostly for drawers. Now this one came in really handy. This is the Cheesecake Factory top part. When you have a big fat piece of chocolate and you want to take it home with you, that's what you do. But seriously, it did come in handy. You see these ridges added a lot of character to the drawers and the shelves, so it was really great. Now this is it comes in flat, but you actually make it into a box, and people use this as a souvenir for parties, Sweet 16s, etc. We're not using it in that way here. I just wanted to show you how it turns into a box if you have another project. But what we're doing today is we're just going to cut pieces of it for shelves and stuff. So this, I always keep all of my small parts in here so they don't get lost, because I always have a ton of things on my table. And so what I'll be using are these beads, these white beads, and I'll show you later what those beads are for. This is the mastermind behind this project, and that is Coroplast. It is amazing. It is a kind of plastic that has been that has gone through a process, and I did purchase this, but I purchased it a couple of months ago, so technically I didn't buy anything for this project, but it is not officially recycled because I did purchase it. This is foam. I used white foam, and this is going to come in handy for a couple of things. You'll also need your charger wire and earbuds, and that's for much later, but it's fun. Okay, so we're going to first measure the Coroplast so that we have 2 pieces for the inner part of the iPhone box, which is going to be the back part of the refrigerator. So I've already measured both pieces. Now I am going to, now that I'm at it, cut the door pieces as well. So you'll need 4 pieces in total, the inner part of the fridge and the outer part. And the outer part of the refrigerator side, I'm cutting not in half, but in 2 parts. And there's the window for the right side. So let's clean up this box. The gator board is the part in the middle is pretty beat up, so I'm going to clean it first. And then we're going to actually start painting. So I'm gonna use some sealer, not a lot, just a little bit of sealer once the paint dries. And I'm gonna measure the freezer, and I'm gonna measure the refrigerator width and length, just to make sure that I have the right size for the door. I cut it down to size, and what I'm going to do with it in this project is it's going to become the strips that hold up the shelves inside of the refrigerator. Do I recommend for you to use these in your refrigerator? No. Actually, I think you should use something more sturdy. More on that later. Look at how the Coroplast is already just transforming this regular cardboard box into a refrigerator on the inside. It's already becoming it. The Coroplast just has so much of that personality. Look at this. It already looks like a fridge. So we're gonna take these strips and go ahead and glue them. I'm going to hot glue these onto these pre-made lines. So these strips are going to go right on top of the line, and you want to make sure that the measurement on one side is equal to the one on the opposite side, so that all of your shelves and drawers are straight. But having this, I would say it should be something more sturdy. I would have taken the Cheesecake Factory plastic and cut that. If I would have done this over, I'll do that, cut that up, and then put that as the strip that holds up the shelf, because you want it to be something sturdy and strong. But this is how it looks. Starting to become. So I cut these two small pieces of Coroplast. They've been measured, and what they're going to serve as is just a nice inner covering for the top portion, and it's gonna hide, because I did try to paint over like the barcode and all of that, but this covers it nicely and it makes it very uniform inside of the refrigerator. The project is involved. I would say give yourself a couple of days to get this done. Don't anticipate doing the entire thing in one day. You can, but it is an involved project. and patience is key here. I love this 2-pocket folder for the covering of the door. So this is going to go on top of the Coroplast that I've already cut. And I think that once we paint it silver, it's going to look really good. So those pieces are all going to be glued. You'll see later in part 2, you'll see how I put these together, but for now these are the pieces that are already pre-cut. And I know I sealed the paint, but I'm going to go ahead and paint again and seal again because I really want it to be as white as possible, and there were some lines and things inside of there. So with the recycled clear plastic, I made this. You can see it looks very frosty, and that came from the crazy glue that I used. I could have used it in the freezer and left it frosty like that, but I don't want that because I want it to not look frosty. I didn't do that on purpose, so I painted it white. Same thing for this one. Has that frosty look, but I think white looks better in that case. So guys, this is it for part 1. Look out for part 2 so you can see the finished product of this stainless steel refrigerator made from an iPhone box. Thank you so much for your patience and your attention. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.